Hi, my name's Bree from My Abiding Home, and today I'm going to walk you through my garden fence build project, as well as some mistakes I made along the way. Welcome to My Abiding Home, where I share encouragement in discipleship, family life, wholesome food, natural living, and some DIY. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and watch for a new video every week. So the first step to building a garden fence is to mark out any utilities that you could possibly run into when you're digging into the ground. I did have a problem with this living in a neighborhood. We are on private irrigation, and for me to have all of the utilities marked out, I would have had to figure out where our irrigation is coming from and hire someone privately to come and mark those out. I didn't want to waste the time since I was already behind with this build and I didn't have the extra money to spend, so I did end up just hand digging all of the holes. I would not recommend it. It does take a lot longer. This project took me over a month when I thought it would only take a couple weeks. But I am glad that I did hand dig the holes because I did run into a pipe. Once you have the holes dug to the proper width and depth, you're ready to go ahead and secure the posts into place with concrete and or gravel depending on what area you live in. See my blog post for more specifics on that. When you're setting the posts, you're going to want to make sure that they're level. Once your posts are completely set and the concrete is dry, it's time to cut the 2x4s. Measure the length between each post so that you can make sure you're making accurate cuts to have 2x4s the perfect length. Then use a pilot drill to make diagonal holes into each end of the 2x4s and drill the 2x4s into the posts. The next step is to secure the wire fencing with staples. I would recommend staples the size at least of 9/16. I made this mistake of getting smaller ones and I had to go back and secure with heavy-duty staples after the fact. If you are stapling alone and don't have the help of a partner, I would recommend clamps. And finally, it's time for the gate, which hopefully you did leave a space for a gate. I just bought some basic gate hardware and used an old headboard that a family member made for me out of old shutters. It was about the right length and right height. My gate ended up being a little bit too short, so I do plan to go back and add some wire mesh above it to keep my dogs from jumping over the gate. I made two mistakes that I attribute to pregnancy brain. The first is that I originally spaced the posts 4 feet apart and some reason changed my mind along the way to 6 feet, but they're not even evenly 6 feet apart. I didn't measure them properly, I guess, and so I did run into the problem of not having straight lines. I could have laid the 2x4s straight across if my post had been a straight line. I would recommend that route. Alright, so that about wraps it up for going over the garden fence build. Of course, that's leaving out a lot considering this took me over a month to complete. I didn't have my husband's help as he was working during the day. He helped when he could. I do plan to make an arbor over the gate, as well as pull up the grass and do some other aesthetic fixes to the garden area. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you watch out for a video coming soon on how to build a cheap raised garden bed. And like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a video. I make one new video every week on discipleship, family life, wholesome food, natural living, and some DIY. Have a blessed day.